Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Just Easy English Podcast. I'm Hazel, and today we're talking about something that makes many people nervous.
And I'm Mark, that's right. Today's topic is job interviews. Specifically, how to talk about your interview experience in English.
Whether you had an interview yesterday or you're preparing for one next week, this episode will help you feel more confident.
And before we start, please hit that subscribe button. We create new episodes every week to help you practice real English.
Also, leave a comment and tell us, have you ever had a job interview in English? How did it go?
Okay, Hazel, I have to ask you something. When was the last time you had a job interview?
Actually, I had one about 6 months ago. It was for a marketing position.
Oh, really? How did you feel before the interview?
Honestly, I was really nervous. My stomach felt strange, and I kept checking my phone every 5 minutes.
I totally understand that feeling. I remember my last interview. I arrived 30 minutes early because I was so worried about being late.
30 minutes? That's very early.
I know. I sat in my car for 20 minutes, just breathing deeply and practicing my answers.
That's actually smart. Preparation helps calm the nerves.
Exactly. So today, let's help our listeners learn how to talk about their interview experiences. Let's start from the beginning.
Just Easy English Podcast.
Okay, so imagine someone asks you, how did you prepare for your interview? What would you say, Mark?
Great question. I would say, I researched the company online. I looked at their website and read about their products.
Perfect. You can also say, I practiced common interview questions with my friend, or I wrote down my answers and read them out loud.
Those are really helpful phrases. Let's practice together. Everyone listening, repeat after me. I researched the company online.
Good. Now try. I practiced my answers.
Excellent. Now, Hazel, what did you wear to your interview?
I wore a dark blue dress and comfortable shoes. I wanted to look professional, but also feel comfortable.
Smart choice. You can say, I wore formal clothes, or I dressed professionally for the interview.
Exactly. Now, what about getting to the interview? Did you drive or take the bus?
I drove, but I left home early because I didn't want to be late. Traffic can be unpredictable.
That's very responsible. You can say, I left home early to avoid traffic, or I wanted to arrive on time, so I planned my route carefully.
Let's practice these phrases. Repeat. I dressed professionally.
Now try. I arrived 10 minutes early.
Great job, everyone. Now, let's talk about what happens when you first arrive.
So, Mark, when you walked into the building, what happened first?
Well, there was a reception desk. I walked up and said, Hello, I have an interview at 2 o'clock. My name is Mark.
Very polite. And what did the receptionist say?
She smiled and said, Please have a seat. Someone will come get you in a few minutes.
So you waited in the waiting area. How did you feel?
Honestly, my heart was beating fast. I was looking at my phone, checking my notes one more time.
That's completely normal. When I was waiting for my interview, I kept taking deep breaths to stay calm.
Deep breathing really helps. You can say, I felt nervous while waiting, or I tried to stay calm by breathing slowly.
Let's practice. Everyone repeat, I felt nervous.
Now try. I tried to stay calm.
Good. Now, after a few minutes, someone came to get you, right?
Yes. A woman walked out and said, Mark, hi, I'm Jennifer. I'll be interviewing you today. Please follow me.
And you followed her to the interview room?
Exactly. I stood up, shook her hand, and said, Nice to meet you, Jennifer.
Perfect. A handshake is important. It shows confidence.
You can say, I shook hands with the interviewer, or I introduced myself politely.
And now let's get to the main part, the questions.
Okay, so you're sitting in the interview room. The interviewer starts asking questions. What's usually the first question?
Almost always. Tell me about yourself.
Right. And that question is harder than it sounds. You need to keep it short and relevant.
Exactly. You don't tell your whole life story. You focus on your work experience and why you're a good fit.
So what did you say, Hazel?
I said, I graduated from university 5 years ago with a degree in marketing. Since then, I've worked at a small advertising agency where I managed social media accounts. I love creating content that connects with people.
That's perfect. Short, clear, and relevant.
What about you? What did you say?
I said, I have 6 years of experience in customer service. I enjoy helping people solve problems, and I'm good at staying calm under pressure. I think these skills would help me succeed in this role.
Excellent answer. You connected your experience to the job.
Let's practice this. Everyone, think about your own answer. Try saying, I have number years of experience in field. I enjoy what you like about your work.
Great pattern. Now what's another common question?
Why do you want to work here?
Oh, yes. This question is so important. You need to show you know something about the company.
Exactly. You can't just say, because I need a job. That's not a good answer.
No, definitely not. So what did you say, Mark?
I said, I've been following your company for a while. I really admire how you focus on customer satisfaction. I read that you won an award last year for best service, and I'd love to be part of a team that values quality.
Wow, that's a strong answer. You did your research.
Thank you. What about you?
I said, I love your company's creative approach to marketing. The campaign you launched last month was really innovative. I believe my social media experience could contribute to similar projects.
Perfect. You showed interest and connected your skills to their work. Okay, here's a question that always makes people uncomfortable. What's your biggest weakness?
Oh, I really don't like that question. It feels like a trap.
I know, but there's a smart way to answer it.
Right. You don't say something terrible like I'm always late or I don't like working hard.
Ha! No, please don't say that. Instead, you choose a real weakness, but then you explain how you're improving.
Exactly. What did you say, Mark?
I said, sometimes I focus too much on small details, and that can slow me down. But I've been learning to prioritize tasks better and set time limits for each project.
That's perfect. You admitted a weakness, but showed you're working on it.
What about you?
I said, public speaking makes me nervous. But I joined a speaking club last year, and I've been practicing presentations. I feel more confident now than I did before.
Great answer. You turned a weakness into a growth story.
Let's practice this pattern. You can say, my weakness is something, but I'm improving by what you're doing.
Good structure. Everyone, think about one of your weaknesses and how you're working on it.
Another difficult question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh yes, that's a big question. People worry about giving the wrong answer.
Right. You don't want to say, I'll probably be at a different company. That sounds like you don't want to stay.
Exactly. So what's a better answer?
I said, in 5 years, I see myself growing with this company. I'd like to develop my leadership skills and possibly mentor new team members. I want to contribute to the company's success in a bigger way.
That's wonderful. It shows loyalty and ambition.
What did you say?
I said, I hope to become an expert in this field. I want to learn as much as possible and take on more responsibilities. I see myself as a valuable member of this team.
Perfect. Both answers show you're thinking long term.
Good job. Now, let's talk about something important. Asking your own questions.
At the end of most interviews, the interviewer says, "Do you have any questions for me?"
And you should always have questions ready. It shows you're interested.
Absolutely. If you say, "No, I don't have any questions," it can seem like you don't care about the job.
Exactly. So what question did you ask, Hazel?
I asked 3 questions. First, can you tell me more about the team I'd be working with?
That's a great question. It shows you're thinking about collaboration.
My second question was, what does a typical day look like in this position?
Smart. You want to understand the actual work.
And my third question was, what do you enjoy most about working here?
Oh, I like that one. It's personal and friendly. It creates a nice conversation.
Exactly. What about you, Mark? What did you ask?
I asked, what are the biggest challenges facing the team right now?
Interesting. That shows you're ready to face difficulties.
And I also asked, what opportunities are there for professional development?
That's excellent. It shows you want to grow and learn.
Let's practice these questions. Everyone, repeat. Can you tell me about the team?
Now try, what does a typical day look like?
And one more. What do you enjoy about working here?
Perfect. Now, let's talk about ending the interview.
So, the interview is finishing. The interviewer stands up. What do?
You stand up too. You shake hands again and say thank you.
Right, I said. Thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed our conversation.
That's very polite. I said something similar. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm very interested in this position, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Perfect. And then what happened?
The interviewer walked me to the door and said, "We'll contact you within a week."
Same for me. She said, we have a few more candidates to interview, but we'll be in touch soon.
And then you leave, right? But your work isn't finished yet.
That's right. After the interview, there's one more important step.
The thank you email.
Exactly. Within 24 hours of your interview.
What did your email say, Mark?
I wrote, Dear Jennifer, thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. I enjoyed learning more about the position and your team. I'm very excited about the opportunity to contribute to your company. Please let me know if you need any additional information. Best regards, Mark.
That's perfect. Short, professional, and grateful.
What about yours?
Mine was similar. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for the interview today. I really appreciated hearing about the marketing projects you're working on. I believe my experience would be a great match for your team. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Best, Hazel.
Excellent. A thank you email shows professionalism and keeps you fresh in their mind. Okay, so you sent your thank you email. Now you wait. How did you feel during the waiting period, Hazel?
Honestly, I checked my email about 50 times a day. Every time my phone buzzed, I thought, is this them?
Haha, I did the same thing. I kept my phone on loud so I wouldn't miss the call.
How long did you wait?
They said 1 week, but it actually took 10 days. Those extra 3 days felt like forever.
Oh, I know that feeling. The waiting is worse than the interview itself sometimes.
It really is, but you have to be patient. You can't call them every day asking for an answer.
Right, if they said, we'll contact you in a week, then you'll wait a week. If you don't hear anything after a week, then you can send a polite follow-up email.
Exactly. You can write, Hello, I wanted to follow up on my interview from last week. I'm still very interested in the position. Please let me know if you need any additional information. Thank you.
That's polite and professional. It reminds them about you without being pushy.
So, Hazel, what happened in your case? Did they call you?
Yes, they did. 8 days after my interview, I got a phone call.
And what did they say?
The interviewer said, "Hi, Hazel. We'd like to offer you the position. Are you still interested?"
That's wonderful. You must have been so happy.
I was thrilled. I said, "Yes, absolutely. I'm very excited about this opportunity. Thank you so much." What happened with your interview, Mark?
Well, I got an email after 10 days. But unfortunately, they said, we've decided to move forward with another candidate.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That must have been disappointing.
It was. I felt sad for about 2 days. But then I reminded myself the rejection is part of the process.
That's a very mature way to look at it.
Every interview is practice. Even if you don't get the job, you learned something. You got better at answering questions. You gained experience.
Absolutely. And you can say, "I didn't get the job, but I learned a lot from the experience."
Let's practice talking about results. If you got the job, you can say, they offered me the position, or I got the job.
If you didn't get it, you can say, "They chose another candidate," or "I didn't get the job this time, but I'll keep trying."
Let's practice. Repeat. They offered me the position.
Now try, "I didn't get the job, but I learned from it."
Excellent. Now, let's review some important vocabulary.
Okay, everyone, let's go over some key words and phrases about job interviews.
First word, candidate. What does that mean?
A candidate is a person who applies for a job. For example, there were 5 candidates for the position.
Next word, qualification. What are qualifications?
Qualifications are your education, skills, and experience. Things that show you can do the job well.
Good. Next, reference. What's a reference?
A reference is a person who can tell your future employer that you're a good worker. Usually it's a former boss or teacher.
Perfect. Now, follow-up. What does that mean?
A follow-up is when you contact someone again after your first contact. Like, "I sent a follow-up email after my interview."
Wonderful. Now, let's practice some useful phrases for talking about interviews.
Here are some phrases you can use when someone asks about your interview experience.
If someone asks, how did your interview go? You can say,
"It went well. The interviewer was very friendly."
or, I think it went okay. I answered all the questions clearly.
Or, "I'm not sure. It was a bit difficult, but I did my best."
All of these are honest and natural. You don't have to pretend it was perfect.
Exactly. You can also describe your feelings. For example, "I was nervous at first, but I felt more comfortable as we talked." Now, if someone asks, "What questions did they ask?" you can say,
They asked about my previous experience, or they wanted to know why I'm interested in the company.
You can also say, "They asked about my strengths and weaknesses."
Let's practice. Repeat. They asked about my experience.
Now try, "They wanted to know why I applied."
Excellent. You're all doing great.
Before we finish, let's give our listeners some final tips for talking about job interviews.
Tip number 1. Be honest. If someone asks about your interview, tell the truth. Don't exaggerate.
Tip number 2, focus on what you learned. Even if the interview didn't go perfectly, you gained experience.
Tip number 3. Practice makes perfect. The more interviews you have, the better you become at talking about them.
Tip number 4, stay positive. Even if you're disappointed, try to keep a positive attitude. The right job will come.
And remember, everyone feels nervous about interviews. It's completely normal. Even people with lots of experience still get butterflies in their stomach.
That's so true. The important thing is to prepare, be yourself, and learn from every experience.
You know what I love about job interviews, Hazel?
What?
Every interview is a chance to practice English, meet new people, and learn about different companies. Even if you don't get the job, you didn't waste your time.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. Every interview is a learning opportunity.
Exactly. And for our listeners who are learning English, talking about your interview experience is great practice. Use past tense. You describe feelings, you tell a story.
That's right, it's not just useful for job hunting. It's useful for improving your English speaking skills.
So, everyone, here's your challenge. Think about a job interview you had. It can be recent or from years ago. In the comments, write 3 sentences about it in English.
Yes, for example, I had an interview last year. I was very nervous. The interviewer asked about my education.
Perfect example. We'll read your comments and give you feedback. We want to help you improve.
And if you've never had a job interview, that's okay too. You can write about an interview you hope to have someday. Use future tense. I will have an interview next month. I will prepare by researching the company. I will practice my answers with a friend.
Great idea, Hazel. Everyone can practice, no matter their level or experience.
Before we go, let's do one final review. What's the most important thing to remember about job interviews?
Preparation. Always prepare before your interview.
What's the most important thing to do during the interview?
Be yourself and answer honestly.
And after the interview?
Send a thank you email and be patient while waiting for the response.
Perfect summary. You know, Mark, I hope our listeners feel more confident now.
Me too. Remember, everyone, a job interview is just a conversation. Yes, it's an important conversation, but it's still just 2 people talking.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Do your best, be polite, and let your personality shine.
And even if you don't get the job, you're one step closer to the right opportunity. Every no brings you closer to a yes.
That's so encouraging. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Hazel, and thank you to everyone listening today. We appreciate you spending time with us.
Yes, thank you so much. Your English is improving every single day, and we're proud of you.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Tell us about your interview experience. We read every comment.
And if you have a friend who's preparing for a job interview, share this episode with them. Let's help each other learn and grow.
Until next time, keep practicing. Keep believing in yourself. And remember, you have valuable skills to offer.
Every interview is one more step on your journey. Keep going, and the right opportunity will find you.
Take care, everyone. See you in the next episode.
Bye for now.